Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, I wonder what that was.
Real quick, we'll start with that. What was your fairy tale was coming true? So what's the thing that stands out from that day? What's the thing that really is still burned in your mind?
It was just, an incredible day of love, I guess, with all our families together, and and obviously marrying, the woman that I love is that stands out. That's what it's all about. So.
So looking to the show with Charming about to have another baby,
yeah.
Is he having some more of that anxiety? Is he kind of handling it better now that he got some of that bigger fear out of the way?
Yeah, I think so. With that episode, it was all about facing your fear, literally facing it. And I think once he admitted it and said that he was afraid, he was afraid to fail again, because that was, that's his biggest thing. He doesn't want to fail another kid. He wants to be the father that he always hoped he could be. And I think once he admitted that he was afraid, and I think because Charming has a lot of pride, and I think he doesn't want to admit failure all the time. And I think once he did that, it freed him up, and he's able now to go face it. And when you admit something that you're scared of, it makes you stronger somehow, because you're more prepared, I guess, and it gave him a sense of freedom, I think. So of course he's still nervous, and of course somebody's after his baby, so this is a big problem. So he's gonna do whatever he can to protect it.
This baby's gonna have the weirdest family experience ever.
Weirdest. Weirdest.
Parents and his mom and his uncle.
I mean, it should be an episode of like Jerry Springer or Maury Povich or something.
Well, and because Charming is in a different place, in modern day Storybrooke than he was in the flashbacks that nobody remembers. What's it like? I don't know how are those filmed. Are those filmed separately, or do you have to jump back and forth between Charming in Fairy Tale Land and Charming in Storybrooke?
Well, they're definitely filmed separately. But I mean, in terms of filming, but they could be filmed on the same day. They could be filmed, but they're not in order either. So everything's jumping back and forth. So you just have to keep a very good log of what's happening and what time frame you're in. And we have a great script supervisor on set who keeps us all straight with that. Yeah, we've got some interesting things coming up. Particularly, I don't know if you've seen this episode that we're showing here today. We've got some great things coming up in this, and the next one after that, 19, we're going to go back and we're going to find out who cast this curse. So that's going to be great. And there's going to be a decision made back in Fairy Tale Land between Regina, Snow, and Charming that's going to affect everyone.
Is the rest of the season going to be spent filling in that missing year? By the end of it, will we know what happened?
You're definitely going to know what happened. You're going to know what happened in two more episodes. You're going to know who cast that curse. So you're going to know why we're all back there and why none of us remember that missing year.
Is there something you still are looking forward to discovering about him?
Oh, always. I mean, that's the great thing about doing characters on television, is that they keep evolving. The storytelling just keeps moving forward. As opposed to doing a movie where you only have this finite time, or a play where you only have you have the beginning, middle, and end all in one night. It keeps growing, it keeps changing. So there's so many more things to discover about all these characters, as well as Charming, and yeah, I can't wait. In the minds of Eddie and Adam, you have no idea where these things are going to go. So we're just along for the ride.
There seems to be never-ending stories that they keep bringing in, all never-ending new characters they bring in. Who's someone that Charming would like to meet that we haven't met so far from fairy tales or folklore?
Wow. That's a good question, because we've met so many people. I think he would like to. It's a person we've already met, but Lancelot, I think he could have some cool things with him. We've already met him, and that story never really came out after that. I think that would be a good one, but who we haven't met, that is a good question. Let me think about that for a minute, and I'll get back to you. Just wait till the end of this season.
Okay.
When we find out who's going to be coming. So.
Have the guys over there, have they promised you, like, somewhere down the line?
They promise nothing. They promise nothing.
Is there anything they give you that informs you, like, okay, eventually this is going to happen, and like...
That would be great. That would be good. We're not privy to that, really. I mean, sometimes we can get maybe 2 or 3 episodes ahead while we're filming, and we can figure out where we're going. But a lot of times, story changes, it moves in different places, so we're always constantly surprised, just like the audience. We read the scripts almost as, you guys are seeing them. So, I mean, we're a little ahead, but yeah, we're constantly surprised too. Sometimes that would be helpful. It doesn't always happen that way.
As the storybook group gets about trying to defeat Zelina, what will be their biggest asset as they try to take down the president?
Each other. 100%. I think you saw it in Neverland. It was a time for the group to come together and really work together, and I think this is the same kind of situation. It's all those heroes are going to have to come together, and people are going to have to forget their differences to battle this one thing, because she's after everybody. She's not just after one person; she's after everybody.
She seems to be collecting the things from Wizard of Oz. Yeah. She's got courage and a heart.
She's got brains.
Brain from gold, and so now does she need home? Is that the?
You're gonna have to keep tuning in. I mean, why does she want this baby? She needs all, and of course, as Regina says, these are all ingredients that can make a very powerful curse, and there's many different kinds of curses that she can make. But whatever it is, you can bet it's not going to be great for any of us.
A weird question, and if you don't have to answer it, but. Have you considered using your own baby as the baby?
No. We have not considered that. No. I hope my kid is not an actor, so I don't want to start him out that early.
But I know that there's a precedent for that, right?
Yeah, no, that won't happen.
How are you feeling about fatherhood, given that it's on your character's plate and your plate?
Hey, I'm fully admit I am terrified. I'm excited, but terrified and nervous and excited, and I can't wait to meet it. I want it to fully develop and have all its lungs, but I want to meet it soon. So. No, we're excited and nervous and terrified, all those things.
Are you studying anything, or are you just...
We've read so many books, I can't even tell you. I could probably teach a college-level course bringing up a child. Doesn't mean I'll be great at it, but I hope I'm good at it.
Have any of your co-stars given you any advice?
We get into... But this is the thing, you don't have kids, do you? You don't have kids. When you have kids, any of you have kids, you find out there's this club that's always existed, but all of a sudden when you have a kid, you're part of this club all of a sudden. Everybody has advice. Everybody has advice, and everybody has a way that they do this. So we get advice from a lot of people.
Similar to the Getting Engaged Club and the Getting Married Club.
Yes. Yeah, I'm part of all those clubs. In the past 2 months, I just joined them all. Yeah. My wallet, I can't fit all the cards in my wallet.
Which of the following upcoming episodes is the biggest charming episode?
Well, we just had the one, and yeah, all of them really. I mean, not this one particularly, but 19 is a big one for Charming and Snow in particular. Some big things happen that affect everyone, and yeah, as we go on into the end.
It seems like everyone's been vying for Henry's attention now that he doesn't have his memories. Charming had a great episode with him.
His grandfather, right? Teach him to drive.
And how's that relationship, after that moment of teaching him to drive, how's that relationship evolving? Are we going to see more of that?
I mean, it's definitely evolving. I'll never let Jared drive my car in real life, that's for sure. But, it's evolving, and I think that's a nice thing about, Henry and David, is that their relationship is evolving, and Henry's relationship with everybody's kind of evolving and becoming deeper and more meaningful. So I think that's just going to continue.
Have we seen the last sort of evil Regina? She seems to be kind of softened and is on the good team now.
Yeah, I mean, you'll have to. That's a question for Eddie and Adam. I mean, I don't think so. I mean, I hope not. Because it's a great character, and I think, but like all of these characters in Once Upon a Time, none of them are entirely good, none of them are entirely evil. Some have a little more evil than others, some have a little more good than others, but everybody's not just black and white like that. So I think it'll just keep moving like it always does, and keep surprising you.
Is there anything to tease about the finale?
I mean, like I said, just wait to see who you're going to meet.
When you encounter fans of the show, have you noticed any common theme of things that they want to know when they get a chance to ask you questions?
They always like to know. I mean, like if you look on Twitter and stuff like that, fans, they ask, character questions about Charming and how Charming feels about this character, how Charming feels about that character, or they would like, we do this thing on Twitter, this hashtag charm attack. They like getting those. They like to know if I like jellyfish or stingrays. They like weird questions like that. They like to know all kinds of things. They like to know what the other actors are like on the show, and who's the funniest if we play jokes and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean it's a whole gamut of questions.
Yeah, you've portrayed some larger than life characters between Fangirl and Charming. What's it like to bring these, people that they're characters we all grow up with? Like, what's it like to bring them to life?
An honor. It's an honor, and it's fun. It's fun.
Like
Of course, it's always intimidating. To go in and play a character that's already established in people's minds, and people have an idea of who these characters are. So there comes a certain responsibility with that. You just hope that you do it, the best way that you can, and you hope people respond to it.
Which do you prefer? The scenes where you get to be in Storybrooke wearing street clothes, or do you get to be in the Enchanted Forest where you're wearing like the princely outfits?
Enchanted Forest. Maybe next show I do it'll be something more like True Detective or something. But for right now, it's fairy tale land.